and all of a sudden you hear across the table from you, "Business or pleasure?" And a man in a blue suit across from you at your table asks, now that you have time to actually absorb your table, there's a man in a blue suit.
Cthulhu after all.
Oh no! There's a man in a blue suit, another man in a black tuxedo, a woman in a black dress with a small black hat, an aristocratic-looking older gentleman, Chad Peterson and his fiancée Virginia Ridley, as well as Dr. Song. And the person who asked business or pleasure is the man in the blue suit.
Well, I'll tell you what, sir. If you can't mix business and pleasure, why are you doing either?
Absolutely, absolutely. He takes out a cigar from his coat pocket and he begins to light it. Name's Sam. Sam Drummond. Nice to meet you, Mr.
The name's Weasel. Max Weasel. Nice to meet you there, sir. Maximilian Weasel. And I tell you, that's a fine smelling cigar you're smoking right over there, sir.
Absolutely. It's, this is if you want to roll psychology really quick.
Yep. I got me some good psychology. I passed with a 28.
All right, you can tell that Sam is definitely a rougher gentleman in his mid-30s, and he looks like he doesn't wear suits often, and he reeks of cigars, but he's almost like he's putting on a face. Like, he's not this fancy, but he wants to look like he is.
so he doesn't look like he has money. All right.
Yeah, he's just like, Cuban. Yeah, and he takes another puff out of it.
Yes, Cuban, that's a fine-looking roll there, sir. Fine-looking roll.
And I'll lean over and start discussing with Reginald the potential medicinal benefits of panther milk.
Well, let me tell you, I was feeling it was a heat stroke down there. But once I suckled from that heat, let me tell you, my muscles grew. Max told me I looked 10 years younger.
10 years, at least. At least.
And I felt it.
Virginia across the table is enraptured by this. She's like, wait, where have you been? Like, that sounds amazing.
Oh, and if you want a little taste of the same benefit, let me tell you, miss, this bottle right over here. We brought some of that panther milk back with us. There's 1% panther milk in each one of these bottles, and yes, sir, waking up in the morning, you will feel invigorated. You will feel strong. Show him your chest hair, Reggie. This will not be you, but it could be your husband, just from you. Yes, you, having this very bottle right over here.
You hear that, Chad? You could be as fuzzy as one of those pandas in Africa. And Chad's literally just face down on the table. He almost looks dead, like he just has not reacted at all.
$2 a bottle, yes, sir, $2 a bottle. Why don't you just buy him a gift? You look like the loving kind. He looks like the kind of man that could use a special present when he wakes up in the morning. And I don't just mean from the missus.
Well, we are on vacation. She goes to get her purse. And
it's a vacation!
Yeah, as she's rifling through her purse to get money, you see the other woman at the table with the small black hat just kind of looks at her and just slightly shakes her head like, oh god, she's falling for this, and stuff like that. You also see the aristocratic gentleman. He's just kind of sitting there absorbing the table, like he's just looking around at everybody. He almost looks like he doesn't care for this nonsense of all the drivel at this table with him kind of thing.
You, sir, look like you use a little pick-me-up. Looks like you could use a bottle yourself, sir. I'm going to try and charm this guy into buying a bottle, too.
You talking about the aristocratic old gentleman?
The aristocratic guy, 24. I blew it out of the water. That's a 90 for me. That's my 190 skill.
All right, so this older gentleman, he kind of looks at you like a little mad, and then he looks at Reginald, and he just kind of squints his eyes, and he just doesn't respond to anything, and then the food comes, and he just starts eating. Like, he doesn't respond to anybody talking to him at the table. And Dr. Sung kind of pipes up, and he says, you'll have to forgive him. That is the esteemed, where's his name? Senor Gutierrez de Almacan. He definitely, it's strange that he's in this class, but he probably thinks he's above all of us. And the Gutierrez de Almacan. Yeah, I'll remember that name. That'll be fine. He spoons some of his starting soup into his mouth, and he just kind of like squints at everybody and just keeps eating.
Does he slurp when he drinks? This is important.
Yes.
Good.
The man in the black tuxedo leans over. And he notices William, and he goes, "Ah, yes. Are you a doctor?"
Indeed, I am.
Oh, that's great. Do you have any studying technique, or favorite books you've read, or?
Yeah, I'll actually, with my photographic memory, proceed to like just rapid fire list off like a handful of like the most detailed omnibus that I've absorbed in my time.
Oh, that's fascinating. That's you have quite the memory. Like I'm personally in the midst of studying things right now too, and I'm having a heck of a time. I could use some notes from somebody that can help me keep all this up here. I have certain skills, but they don't translate to what I'm learning about.
Well, what is your area of interest?
It's hard to say. Maybe I'll tell you later. But but note-taking is note-taking, you know? And if you can memorize something as esteemed as what you just rattled off to me, then surely I can take some notes from you, maybe later in the cabin or something like that.
Well, I'm sure that I could provide some tips, but unfortunately, the God gifted me with a special type of memory. I don't know if it's something I could necessarily pass on, but I'd be happy to give you what for.
Oh, curious. Very well. That sounds great. Jimmy Fisk, by the way.
Oh, Jimmy Fisk. Yes, William Cartwright.
Nice to meet you, William. And he leans back in his chair and he starts to eat again. Sam leans forward.
Keeper, can I roll an appraise check?
Sure.
On the table, just to see if anyone here looks rich and well off.
Yeah, go for it.
47 out of 55. I got it.
So you were specifically trying to see like who here at the table has means?
Who's got money?
Definitely Senior Gutierrez de Almacan, Dr. Song, and speaking of Dr. Song, William, you notice his manservant is noticeably absent from the table. I want to say the woman in the black dress, but also Virginia and Chad seem like they're very willing to give up money. But yeah, Ginny sits back. Sam leans forward and he goes, "So, what brings you to China? Vacations or?"
Well, I plan to go and study the secrets of their medicinal trade. I've many wonders of the medicines of the East, and I think that could save many lives and ease much suffering and back in the West.
It's good to know. And then you see Dr. Song perk up and he goes, yes, we should definitely talk about this. Is there a specific thing you would like to know? Because I, being a man of medicine from China, do use Chinese herbs in my practices. Is there a specific avenue you'd like to investigate that maybe I can help you with?
Well, I would like to understand, I guess, the basis or the foundation of their medicine. It seems to be quite at odds with the Western medicine. I have also heard of a certain tincture called a Lang opium. I'm intrigued by it. It's said to maybe perhaps have some kind of medicinal benefits.
As you say that, Dr. Song visibly changes in mood. And so does Lei at the table, sitting across from you. Both of them kind of look really mad that you just said that. And Dr. Song goes, "You do not want to look into Lang opium."
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I misspeak?
Yes, you should drop any notion of looking into the Lang opium now. Do not look into the Lang opium. And Lei actually kind of looks a little shocked that Dr. Song is talking like this. And that's just interesting.
Can I roll a psychology test to see if I'm figuring out what they're upset about?
Sure. Which one are you doing it for? Both of them in general? Or?
I'm guessing Sung, since he's the one who's
He's
verbalizing
the
to
one
me.
who's verbal about it. Yeah, and Leia's kind of been grumpy the entire time, so it's hard to tell if this is a different change in mood.
By the skin of my teeth, 58, and my thing is a 60.
Yeah, you can tell, based on just reading the room, of the people who got... did anybody else perk up at that information, by the way?
I think Reginald was kind of like stroking his mustache, like, why does that sound so familiar?
God damn it.
Only reason I perked up, I'm like, Lane cocaine. I wonder if I could sell that.
So, based on who perked up at the table,
not really.
You think it might just be something to do with people who are from China? Like, there's something with the laying opium in China, like maybe it's a hot topic to talk about, or there's something illegal about it that they don't want you investigating. But because the two Chinese people at the table perked up really angrily about it, maybe that's something about it.
And I will then, in Mandarin, to Dr. Sung, I will apologize profusely. I will say that I merely have an academic interest, but if he would like to warn me of the opium's dangers, I would appreciate the information. But I will say that in Mandarin.
He noticeably takes a moment, and then he seems to sink back in his chair, as if you've diffused the situation. And he goes, he says, I will have to tell you about it in private. This is something we should go over when we talk in our room. And then you see Ginny, he just goes, well, it seems everybody just wants the doctor's attention these days.
It is a budding profession. and the moment something goes wrong, the first is there a doctor in the house? And that's why I tap the leather bag at my foot, as I never leave home without it.
Roll appearance.
Oh God, 36.
So everybody, a lot of people at the table laugh at that. It's a pretty good joke. You've successfully diffused the situation. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. And is there anything else people would like to do at dinner?
We don't need to roleplay it to move on, but I'll try and sell a few more bottles of my snake oil around the table.
You definitely get some off of Virginia. She's on vacation. She's got money. She wants to spend it. You told her that it could make her husband better at
love making, like
a
panther,
like a panther. And so she's all into that and everything. So after dinner is over, most people return to their rooms. You guys have an opportunity to do one more thing before bed, or just go to bed. It's been a long day, and the journey has only begun.
When I have a moment, I'll see if I can get to give me a small sample of his tincture.
Oh,
of his ointment, yeah.
What are you gonna use it for, Doc? Yeah, you need a cure for what ails you?
Well, no, I'm a man of science, and I'm interested in to see the active ingredients.
Well, absolutely. I'll have to take you back. This comes from a place all the way out in Virginia. Yes, sir, all the way out in Virginia. It goes through a special processing plant. I'll have to tell you about it sometime.
You said it was from New Jersey earlier.
Every time.
That's amazing.
Every time.
Yeah.
I rolled spy hidden.
Well, let me tell you, Mr. William Cartwright. Let me tell you, Cartwright, you're the right kind of man for me, because I hear you got some inventions, sir. Yes, sir. Let's take a look at a few of those. I hear that you want to make them big.
Well, yes. It's primarily this one is my. What would you call it? It's my magnum opus. So I'll pull out this. I would guess it's probably about 8 to 10 inches long. It looks almost like you would imagine a pistol would, with an ivory handle. But instead of having a barrel at the end, it's like a rotating thing of stabbing needles. And it's got a little hand crank on the side. You can see several glass vials in the top of it with some kind of what would you call it, ambiguous fluid in them. And as I twist it, you can see like there's a thread going through the needles at the end of it. I call it the phlebotomizer.
Well, Dr. Cartwright, I'm going to tell you straight up because I'm a kind of man that likes to deal straight, and I deal straight all the time. Yes, sir. And, that's a tough sell.
It can
Tell me a
cure
little bit about it. What does it do?
It can cure almost the most egregious within moments. It can alleviate one's pain and suffering, and also sutures the wound simultaneously.
Well, it certainly looks like it caused pain. I'll tell you what there, Doc. You're going to have to put a little cover on that, but I think it could be something big. You know, this whole doctor thing, this whole medical business, it's going bonkers.
Yeah, you can just see this like this terrible.
Well, they want to talk about health.
This terrible brass contraption with gears.
Reginald, while they're doing a topic pitch in the going back to the room, is there anything you'd like to do?
No, I think he'll dodder off to sleep.
Yeah, so you would go back to the room too?
Yeah.
Alrighty. As you guys are heading back into the room, kind of standing in the hallway, most people have kind of gone back to bed now and everything. You're on your way back to the room. There's two people kind of talking a little bit down the hall. One of them looks like a person that works on the ship, and then the other one looks like somebody who's a passenger. They're talking, they look up, they see you, and they walk down the hall more to get away from you guys.
I will try to listen in using my listen skill.
Oh yeah, you're a master listener. Yeah, go for it. Roll your listen.
That's really bad though. It's a 93. That doesn't do it.
Yeah, you know they're far too far away from you. But yeah, they definitely just didn't want to be talking around you.
Well, we should be gentlemen and mind our own business, I suppose.
Lee just
that
goes into the
lobster
room.
must not agree with him. No, sir. That was some cheap lobster. I tell you what. This ship does no service. No, sir.
Alrighty. So, with that being said, you guys all want to go to bed and wake up the next day?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Sunday, February 6th. The important events for today, as far as the ship's schedule go, is that there's a Sunday Mass in the ship's chapel. There. So, who wakes up first, and what are your morning routines inside the room before making your way out to the ship?
What time's the morning chapel service?
It's the Sunday Mass in the ship's chapel, so I want to say it's
Okay.
probably going to be around noon because it's a ship and they only really have, like, one of those going. So.
I believe Max Weasel, Max Weasel is going to be there. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Fine upstanding Christian man. Yes, sir. Everyone knows it. Fine upstanding businessman.
I would wake up and shortly after
Cut out.
calisthenics. Get the blood flowing in the room.
Just
Then I
so
would
you
go
wake
and-
up with a morning routine of, like, exercises?
Exactly. And I'm
Alright.
like in the stereotypical like the shorts and the man's tank top, like with the things that hold your socks up because there's no elastic.
Yep.
Nice.
That is also exactly what Reginald is going to be doing. So you look over and I'm already doing my push-ups.
Morning
Dr.
Everyone's
Steve,
working
fly. Keep the blood flowing at this age.
You just see
I'm in the
Lay
mirror.
come out of the bathroom wearing just like a towel over his shoulders and a towel around his thing, and he's brushing his teeth, and he just goes, "Man, you guys are way too active for right now." And he just goes in and he spits in the sink.
Max Wessel's over in the mirror. He's combing his hair back. He's slicking it back, flicking the oil off, making sure all his little vials, he's stuffing them in his vest. He's doing this again. He's got the special polish that he uses on his teeth to make them extra shiny.
I want Reginald to roll a listen check while he's doing his morning routine.
I'll spend 3 to make it happen. I get 53 out of 50.
All right, so as everybody's just kind of doing their usual thing, getting ready for a nice day on the first real day on the SS President Coolidge, you hear you can hear a scream come from down the hall.
Concerning either someone's having a little morning delight, or there is treachery aboard. I heard a scream.
Oh,
Scream.
Well, I tell you, Mr. Cartwright, it must be that panther milk that we sold yesterday. Yes, sir. It just takes one dose, and all of a sudden, you'll be roaring like a panther. Love making, yes, sir.
Lay just
Did
goes,
it-
was it more of a roar or a scream?
What was it? What did it sound like?
It screamed.
No, I'm very familiar with the Morning Delight. This was more of a scream of anguish, the last breath as you drive a dagger into a man's heart.
I will immediately grab the leather duffel bag with the phlebotomizer in it, and I'm like, and I'll say, "Show me the way." to Reginald.
I'll grab my big knife and maybe a pistol.
About to say, underneath my vest is always my holster with my pistol, and I'm on my way.
So you guys have those like hidden on your body?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are going out to investigate the noise, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What you find when you investigate the scene down the hall is a group of passengers all trying to look over one another at one of the rooms. There seems to be quite a commotion.
I'm going to start pushing my way through. I'm like, I'm a doctor, make room!
Yes. Absolutely. Getting closer, you find a shipmate looking into one of the rooms. And you can hear Virginia Ridley sobbing and rambling in fear. Before you can get close enough to investigate, the shipmate stops you in the doorway. Whoa, sorry, I can't let anyone in there. There's an issue going on in here, and I would ask that we leave this to the proper authorities to investigate.
Does anyone need of a medical attention?
He looks over his shoulder and he goes, do you do therapy?
I dabble.
There's a chance you might be the best bet at that. I will let you in, Doctor. Yes.
Yes. And, of course, my associates, in case anything, untoward arises. And I'll gesture to the men behind me.
Oh, okay. Roll, let's see. What do I want you to roll for that? Yeah, roll persuade.
Yes, appearance. Absolutely appearance. Can I help him?
Sure. Yeah, you're good at that.
He's a fast talker.
Fast
Good.
talker.
Definitely sell yourself in this situation pretty well.
Sell yourself. Yeah, because that was a 56.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Have you ever seen a wild cheetah split open a man's chest? Well, this man right over here, if you don't know him, his name's Reginald. Sir, Reginald right over here, he can stitch up a man in a matter of moments. And yes, if we're here to calm the situation,
I've
that's
also
right, sir. You need to take a step back. If anything, you're making this worse, sir. You're making this worse. You need to come see me. Come see me right afterwards. I'll teach you a lesson a little bit about how to handle a crowd. Yes, sir.
I'm also proficient in autopsies.
Oh, well, all right then. Yeah. You three can go in. Yeah, you can go in.
Okay.
And he steps aside. But as soon as other people try to rush up to like get inside because they just let 3 people inside, like you can actually see some of the people who were at your table last night, like Sam and Ginny and Charlotte are there. They're trying to look in and everything like that.
I yell to the crowd, everybody calm down. Yes, sir, calm down. If you are feeling any sort of symptoms, any sort of sickness, come to room 316. Yes, sir, Dr. Cartwright will fix you right up. We have tonics. We've got balms. We've got everything to cure your every need right over in room 16. 316, that's it. Write it down, sir. I don't see you with a pen. There you are, sir. Write it down.
This is fantastic.
16. Now, everyone, please step back. Thank you.
Okay, so the guy, the ship hand lets you in. Inside the nice first-class cabin, you can see a nice queen-sized bed, a large window overlooking the ocean, and much cleaner carpets than in your own room. You also find a pile of clothes sitting in a chair. It's almost as if someone had them on while they were sitting in the chair, and then simply vanished and left their clothes behind. With the exception of that, nothing else looks out of place. Although there is a letter on the desk next to the clothes that catches your attention.
And the source of the shouting, I think something along the lines.
Virginia Ridley is in the room and she is crying, really, really hard as like she's just sitting on the bed crying.
Can I roll a spot hidden check upon entering the room?
You certainly can.
I'm gonna spend 5 luck to make that roll.
Alrighty. So again, you notice what's it called? There's a letter sitting on the desk next to the clothes that are empty, but you also notice slight movement in the clothes.
Okay. I noticed. I bump Reginald on the arm. Reggie, you're a man that's one with the beast, so they say. I have a feeling there's a little something moving underneath those clothes over there, sir.
Well, take a look. I'll pull out my gun and my knife.
Virginia looks up. She's like, what is happening? What do you got?
We're hunting the beast!
They let you
Ma'am,
on
I'm gonna need you to
board
calm down. We're trained professionals over here. Yes, sir. I understand that you're under distress. Come on over here. Let me take care of you.
with them? Okay.
And I'll say, Virginia, where's Chad?
She just starts bawling, and she points to the clothes sitting in the chair. So, Reginald said he was going to investigate the clothes. As you do,
Oh, thank you.
You see...
And I kind of escorted her to the corner of the room.
Yeah. So Virginia's in one corner of the room, Reginald's going over here. William's kind of with Max and Virginia as they're kind of trying to figure out what's going on in this situation. So, as that happens, Reginald, you notice, like, slight movement underneath the clothes.
I will use my knife, like backhand, to try to prop up the clothes, gun, pistol pointed.
As you do, you lift up the clothes, and from underneath the fold in the clothes, a big roach just, like, flies out and gets right in your face, and then hits the floor, and runs away and crawls into a crack in the floor. And there's a couple other roaches that slowly kind of fall out, and a centipede, too.
Slowly turn around to the woman.
I thought we were in a finer establishment than this.
Nobody who works on the ship heard that. But Virginia's crying, and there's a letter on the table. Those are the two things that are going on. Who wants to do what?
I'll ask Virginia. Miss Virginia, tell me a little bit about Chad. What's going on? Did he have any of the panther milk?
She looks up at a little bit of a realization. Did you do this to him? And she stands up and she grabs you by the... What did the panther milk do? What was it supposed to do?
I need you to calm down, miss. I need you to calm down. Just take a deep breath in and breathe out. If anything, the panther milk made him so swift that he was able to jump out of the room. But it doesn't appear to be the case. This has never occurred in any of our clinical trials, in any of our FDA, I don't know if that exists right now, approved.
No, it did not exist back then.
One of these days I'm going to invent a federal bureau.
Our doctor approved. I tell you what, we've been selling this for a long time in Florida, and we haven't seen anything like this in the 10 years that we've been distributing in the fine state of Florida. Now, miss, I need you to tell me a little bit about what's happened to Mr. Chad over here.
She kind of sits against the wall and sits down on her butt, and she's just like, I went to go get a little bit of ice for our ice box, and I was only gone for so long, but I came back and Chad's clothes were sitting in the chair, and there's a note. He left a note, and she just starts crying again.
And how long were you gone, miss? You need to be a little more specific than that.
Well, the boat's very big and the icebox is very far away, so maybe 15 minutes? And Ty, I'm going to give you the note because you're kind of over there anyway.
And tell me a little bit about your relationship, miss. Did he seem unhappy in any way?
He was always kind of a drunk. I
witnessed that firsthand.
Yeah. Good old Oh, no. But
I'm gonna start mixing her up a little thing to help calm her nerves.
Roll medicine. Well, first roll science medicine to see if you know exactly which thing you want to make for her.
Sweet. Hope I don't kill her.
You made rat poison.
Oh God. That is a 42 out of 70.
Okay, so you know the perfect tonic that would probably work to calm her nerves.
I'm just trying to take the edge off, not like knock her out.
Exactly, yeah. So roll medicine now to see if you make it correctly and make a right dosage for her.
And I'm going to try to make it taste appealing as well.
Oh yeah, that'll perk her right up. Make it taste like Puma milk.
Oh God.
Spice of life.
57 out of 80. Blew it out of the water.
All right, so yeah, you make something perfect for her and you hand it to her.
Drink this, miss. It'll help calm the nerves.
Okay. And she trusts you because you're a doctor.
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
She takes a sip. I'm a doctor. She takes the shot of it, and she just kind of like, whew. Okay. Yes. Just, yeah. Ty, have you read the note?
I was gonna say I keep distracting her in efforts to let Reginald continue to search.
Yeah.
By saying things.
He'll read it and then pass it to. Well, he would pass it to Victor William because he's free, and then he would at some point show it to Max too when he's free. It says, "My life has been a lie built on my father's money. Despite my outward seeming, I am a hollow millionaire. Without money, I know myself inadequate to make what I wanted of my life. Farewell, world. I go to a better place. Chad."
I don't know. I mean, I knew he was a drunk, but I don't know if he was doing it because he hated us in our life. We were about to get married. I didn't think he'd... I don't think she just starts kind of crying again, but it's not as hard as it used to be thanks to the medicine kind of starting to kick in. I didn't think he'd kill himself.
Well, it's I would say it's too early to jump to conclusions. There's clearly not a body, unless he chose to jump off the ship.
She goes to look at the window. You know, it was open a crack when I came in. Oh God, you don't think...
Oh no, probably he's probably downstairs sleeping one off. Maybe he went to get a Bloody Mary from the whatever that area is called that it blanks on a ship where they have food. The
Bar?
galley. The galley.
I will pick up the clothes and take a deep sniff, and I will try to track him.
All right.
Oh God.
I don't know. What do you think you'd roll for that?
Track is an ability.
Oh yeah,
Tracking,
is that
yeah.
a new one for this?
But I'd say I have it too. So
Yeah, go ahead, roll it. Master Hunter.
Yep, 63 out of 70.
All right, you definitely smell like it goes out the window.
Uh-oh! Just picture his nostrils like just flaring like crazy.
just like
eyebrow.
like I think he's being pretty obvious about it, but he's also like looking at Max trying to like.
You see Virginia, and she's like kind of soothed a little bit thanks to the medicine kicking in. She's going down to the bar to get a Bloody Mary without his clothes. You know, that actually does sound like
Chad. Gone
Chad.
anywhere.
Yeah,
Especially if it was hopped up on panther milk.
I'll have to.
Absolutely. It must be that natural instinct.
Yeah. I'm overreacting.
Call of the wild.
That's got to be it. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to tell the people, the ship hands, to see if they can keep an eye out for apparently my naked fiance. Oh God, this is so embarrassing. She calls for
right,
the guy
miss.
at the door.
Miss, right before you call for any gentlemen, just let me know quickly. As you can see, money has obviously driven this man to madness. There's no sense of self, no sense of security. Looks like you didn't have a good investment broker, miss. If I could please take the burden off of you, of these millions of dollars, and use it to care for you. Use it to help you.
Care for you.
You're gonna have to roll an extreme persuade.
I'm a man well trained by Charles Ponzi to take anything and multiply it by 50%.
I'd say roll a hard persuade because you are a good salesman, so it wouldn't be an extreme persuade. You'd have a little bit of an advantage.
I just rolled a 38.
I want to say
38 out of 90.
I want to say that you. She's like, I'll have Chad write. You're absolutely correct. I'll convince Chad when I see him next to write you a check for this.
Oh, miss. You know, you obviously what happened. I believe that maybe it should be you.
I mean,
he's obviously handed all these finances to you in this letter. Yes, miss. Why don't you come meet me in my room 316? Yes, miss, room 316. I don't see you with a pen. Go ahead and write that down, miss, right there.
Go ahead and write that down. I mean, we aren't married yet, so this isn't... I mean, we're gonna have to find him and marry him. Both of us.
Miss, I'll work out all the details for you. You don't worry about that. Right? Don't worry about that. I got the finest train in the world. His name's Charles Ponzi. Yes, ma'am. I'll be right there for you. I'm here to take care of you, man. All right?
Right as
don't need to talk back. I just need you to agree. Just let me take care of you, miss. You look like you're in distress.
Agree. Say yes. Do it. As you guys are talking, you hear somebody walk down the hall and part the crowd, and he goes, "What's going on here?" And it sounds like somebody else who works on the ship, and he comes up to the guy that's standing at the door. And he says, "Albert, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be here." Never mind. What's the situation? And they start to talk to each other. Reginald, why don't you roll listen?
33, I passed.
You pass? Okay, so you hear the two ship hands talking to each other, and you hear the new crew member who just walked up, right? Not Albert, so the other guy was Albert, and then some new person came up, and he says, have you seen Martin Dungus? The purser. Have you seen the purser? No? Damn, we've been looking all over for him. He's been missing for a little while now. And then he says, never mind. All right, everyone disperse. What's happening here is a private matter. No one is under any threat of any kind, so I kindly ask you to go about your days. The chapel is open for Sunday Mass if you'd like some comfort. And then he shoos everybody away, and you see the crowd. Some of them verbally sigh because they wanted something interesting like that to happen, but now they're being shooed away from it. But the rest of them just start to disperse and then go about their day on the ship. Some of them were still in their PJs, so they return to their rooms to go get dressed and everything. And yeah,